Billy, we're live. Don't say anything.
All right, shh.
The Barretta Brothers.
The Barretta Brothers.
Asked and we received.
Wait, do it again.
The Barretta Brothers.
That's great.
Bring
Thank you,
some joy.
Scott. I didn't know about that.
I want to follow that up.
The Barretta Brothers.
Just a little, while we're on that, a chorus of a song I've been working on. Just want to see what you think. Ready?
Oh, jeez.
Things are so different now you're gone. Thought it'd be easy, I was wrong. Now I'm caught. I'm caught in the middle. What do you think?
The hell?
It's just something I've been working on. I'm going to send it over to Mark Reed maybe and see if he'll.
You think he would do something like that?
You never know. You have
I
to
don't
just
know.
plug away.
I don't know, Gene. I think you're reaching.
All right. Well, we want to bring on this very talented gentleman and
We do, but
Muppet.
I thought we got to do plug it.
Yeah. Right.
Wait, no, before you plug it. Wait.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes, my brother has been nominated for an NAACP award.
Image Award.
Image Award for his book, The Secret Garden of George Washington Carver, written by Gene Barretta, illustrated by Frank Morrison. And of course, he'll win. Whenever he's nominated, he wins.
I won't.
Yes,
you know who I'm up against?
Who?
There's 5 of us for picture book. I'm up against LeBron James.
He's not going to win. He doesn't know how to write. He can't write like you.
Yeah.
This will be the winner. I am predicting it right now.
Well, we will know on March 27th. BET, the award show, is that night, so we'll know.
We'll know. You're going to win.
Oh yeah, we'll know.
Book that will win because it's a great book. It's a great story, and it's great illustrations, and it's just got everything. And nobody else has the same. So go buy it. Go to GeneBarretta.com. Go to GeneBarretta.com, and you can get it there too.
Thank you. And go to the BarettaBrothers.com, where you can see lots of more stuff.
Lots of more stuff.
Yeah. Where's my? Oh, there we go. And that's where you press the YouTube subscribe and the join us. See, we got it all worked out, real flashy. Not as flashy as this new web series that Mark Reed has put together, which he's going to tell us about. Very slick production value. But why talk about it more? Why not have him answer the question? Oh, hello. Oh, hello. You've already won our hearts. Thank you, Scott. And Sherwin was there saying hi. We get Mark's in the green room. We just say a couple hellos at the start.
I didn't mean to do that. Okay.
Singer-songwriter, music producer. Yeah. Probably best known for being one of the members of the boy band, the UK boy band, A1. They're still out there performing.
My favorite sauce. My favorite sauce.
Right. Favorite meat sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite Worcestershire sauce. So let's bring him on. Most importantly, he's an incredible Muppets fan. So ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to our show, Mr. Mark Reed.
That song? Yeah. That the song?
Scott, Mark is covering your song.
Wow.
Sorry, Scott, am I going to have to pay royalties now? No problem.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Gene, can I just say I'm absolutely blown away by your rendition of our song caught in the middle of there. That was fantastic. Thank you. I wasn't expecting.
Wait a minute. Wait. Your song?
Oh yeah.
Dean, I don't think you realize.
Right.
Just because you heard it, just because you just heard it, you can't claim it for yourself.
I I think you must have had a time machine. You've gone back, you've brought it back, and it's getting very confusing. But I thought that was a pretty good rendition. Let's talk. We can do a duet.
You. And look at this. Lee Thompson loves your cover of "Take on Me."
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Lee. Very much.
That was huge, right? That was a huge.
Well, and you're absolutely right. In the States, obviously A1 is a steak sauce, and when we went over there, everyone was like the steak sauce, and that was the way we kind of introduced ourselves to people. But hey, why not? Yeah. Everywhere we went over there, we had fans giving us steak sauce. In fact, I think I came home with a suitcase full of it.
So you're saying it wasn't an original joke that I made? You're saying you've heard that before?
Of course it was, Bill. It was. I've never heard that joke ever again. And over here in the UK, the A1 is a motorway. So it's like a big long road from London to Scotland. Yeah. So everybody was the joke that we hear without fail every interview. So did you meet on the A1? Classic. We've never heard that before.
What is the origin? Is that where it came from? And then like top notch?
Pretty much. Frank Sinatra, A #1, King of the Hill. That was the aim. And also over here, A1 is a school grade. It's kind of like the best you can get. So that was what happened. Our managers got us in the room together and said, we need to come up with a band name, obviously. We were actually put together in the kind of conventional sense that boy bands often are, but rather than auditions and lots of people turn up for auditions, our management went round to various music universities and actually sought out people that actually had some musical background, songwriting ability, musical kind of integrity. So it was a little bit different from the usual. We all had to kind of learn how to be a boy band. One of the guys from the band, Christian, who's actually Norwegian, back in the mid 90s, he didn't even know what a boy band was. So he was kind of like, I've seen an ad. He was studying at Paul McCartney's fame school in Liverpool.
Oh wow!
It's called Lipper, and he saw that an ad for a boys group, and he asked somebody, "So what's a boy band?" And they said, like Backstreet Boys. Oh, okay, cool. They're a good band. And he had to listen to one of their songs. I think it was Quit Playing Games with My Heart. And he thought, no, that's a really good, well-constructed pop song. So that's why, that's why he was interested. And so we were in the room to come up with a name for the band. And over here we have paper sizes. So you've got like A4, A3, and and the biggest one is A1. So our manager just pointed to the chart, and we were expecting him to like unveil it. He goes, there. And we're like, W.H. Smith, which is a shop we have over here, which is what the notepad said. And he said, A1. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And the thing with the band name, same with the Beatles, really. At the time, I think my dad, when he first heard about the Beatles, he thought, what a silly name,
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, which is not, a band kind of becomes their name, don't they? Really, it's kind of, it doesn't really matter so much what you're called.
I think A1's good too. I think because you can associate it with different things. Different people can associate it with different things, and so it makes it memorable. Yeah. Instantaneously memorable, right?
Absolutely, and it certainly has kind of stuck. I believe there was, I think there's a rapper in the States called A1. I have noticed recently that a lot of our Spotify seems to be hijacked by this rapper, like A1's latest single, and they were like, really? Very different to us. So there is that issue, but I think as long as we're not in the States, I think it's fine.
So none of you guys knew each other before you were pulled together. Did any
pretty
of you
much, pretty much. And
the traditional audition process to pull together a band?
Yeah, pretty much. two of us, myself and the young, who likes to call himself the baby of the band, the cute curtains, the one that winks a lot. Ben, him and myself were in a band previously, but wasn't really going anywhere, unfortunately. So we've been together for a couple of years.
Oh, that's great.
So when I met, who would eventually become my manager, he said, do you know anyone else that might be interested? So I brought Ben along, And
Right.
and the other guy had come over from Spain to join the band. So it's a very mixed kind of band pulled together, but it just worked. We immediately started writing songs together, and that was what was the most important thing for us as a band is writing the songs, because at the time all of these bands, your boy bands, they had the songs given to them. So all the top writers in the country or around the world, like Diane Warren and Max Martin, would say, "Here's a song." But then when your 15 minutes of fame starts to die down a little bit, they no longer give you their best songs. So they kind of, well, here's a B-side, or here's an extra track.
But you guys are still playing. You're still
performing? Yeah. We took a little break. Funnily enough, we took a short break after we just started to break over in the States. We had that song that you played, Gene, Caught in the Middle, actually was added to the top 25, up and coming pop hits in the States, and which was very exciting. But unfortunately, the band kind of dissolved shortly after that, so we didn't get to come back and promote. But we had some fun over there. We toured with Avril Lavigne and some great artists. So we did have a great time. We got a little taste of it, but it didn't really blow up. But fortunately, we're still doing what we're doing 20 years later. We're still touring Southeast Asia on a regular basis, Scandinavia. But yeah, it's actually amazing because, if I was to tell myself 20 years ago, yeah, you're still going to be doing this, still going to be doing dance routines in your 40s. The less about that, the better. No, we actually had to learn how to dance. I mean, put me behind a piano, or I'm so confident and at home. But when you have a choreographer from an LA come in and say, "Okay, guys, here we go, 5, 6, 7, 8," and then you're like,
"Oh my God!"
And I'm kind of like, "Okay, just slow down, and I'll be with you shortly. I'm going to just watch for now." But they expect it to go. Here we go, and that is completely.
When we did. Oh, sorry, just real quick. When we did the Happy Time Murders, there was a dance number that was supposed to be at the end of the movie that Phil did, the lead character, and so I was in this. I was in a what do you call? God, the words aren't coming to me today. But like a digital suit, right, with the little balls on it. And stuff.
The mocap, the motion cap suit.
Yeah, that right. That would motion capture. Thank you. It would capture an avatar of me.
Look at that. Help. He's been in business. Mocap.
So it would capture an avatar of me doing the dance number, and they brought in this great dancer that was from Dancing with the Stars, one of the dancers, that teaches or is a partner on and she came in and she was amazing. But man, to get my body to do the things I wanted it to do, or that she was doing, that she expected me to do.
Did you have a simplified version taken into consideration, or was it like, no, you're going to have to learn this? This is how it's going to be.
Well, she was really great. She kind of went with what she felt I could handle, but then I tried to push things a little further, and then she showed me how to do it better. The awful thing is that it never got seen. But
is it on the Blu-ray, or is it still?
No. I have a little old test of it. But no, it'll never make it out there, I'm sure.
That's crazy.
I know.
I was going to ask you, Bill, because I was front row at the O2 when you guys were on, and talking about new skills and doing several things at once. What absolutely blew me away, because being front row, you get to actually watch the performers as much as you would
watch us go like this.
Yeah. Oh, the faces are incredible. But I was mesmerized and blown away. I pretty much couldn't take my eyes off you and the performers, because I've grown up with the Muppets, so I've been. There we are.
Here we are.
Hey. Oh, geez, I've got the same T-shirt. Sorry, this is not good. I do have more than one Muppet T-shirt, I promise. But this is
that's awesome.
Favorite. But the what I found to be so incredible was the level of performance, obviously both with Ralph, but also your singing. So you're singing, performing, watching the monitor, taking in consideration you've got 10,000 people watching at the same time. I think that is incredible and absolutely blew me away.
Well, you do that. You know what that's
like. I'd only imagine it's the similar thing to sort of playing drums and singing at the same time, because you're doing very different rhythmical things at the same time.
Right.
But how did you find it? I mean, did you find that different from when you're, say, doing it in the studio, or if you're doing it on set? How different was it doing it in front of an audience of 10,000 people, which is incredible?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think it's all the people that are, watching. It's the response that you hear that makes it so different. And in all fairness, there are some pre-recorded things, that we did. But yeah, there's nothing like that feeling of all those people out there, so behind you. They're like, yes, we support what you're. We love. It's like
it was fantastic.
I told him that moment when he's doing Rolf and doing "I'm a Londoner." Is that
maybe it's because I'm a Londoner. Yeah.
There's audience footage that I was able to see, and I told Billy on the show, I think for the first time, I guess, that it was one of those moments, because it's hard for me to separate him from how you guys know him. Sure. But it was one of those moments where I just said, oh my God, look where he is. Look what he's doing. Because he not only was this performance happening, but he was giving a performance as if he was just on there solo. And it was amazing to see.
I did wonder about whether there would have been some pre-recorded vocals, but believe me, I was looking closely and it didn't show at all. You were, as Gene said, you were performing it 100%, and it was incredible to watch. And I did find myself switching, because Ralph's my favorite. I did find myself switching so much between watching you and Ralph.
And the screen,
And one of the best live experiences I've ever had, because I didn't make it over to the
Hollywood
Bowl. I when it was announced that you would come to London, I was I'll be there.
Well, you know what I loved? Sorry, I just loved about we try to find the equivalent of I've Been Everywhere Man, which is what we did at the Hollywood Bowl, and we named all the towns in Los Angeles, as many as we could. And then to get to do that with London and come up with all the different towns, people loved it. They were like, my town. It really was a fun number. Really
incredible show. And
did we mention your hometown by any chance? Did we mention your hometown by any chance in the song?
I don't remember hearing. Well, I don't think you would have done, because this place is called, where I actually am.
Yeah.
It's called Warblington.
Yeah,
and I don't think you would have done.
No, I don't think it's in there. But we did get it.
Portsmouth?
Where?
Portsmouth.
maybe. But we did just get. I just took I looked up all of the kind of towns and tried to find ones that were more well known, but then also tried to find some unique ones that fit with the syllables and the time, and the rhymes and everything. So it could have been in there,
Yeah, it was fantastic, and I know I'm not alone in saying this. I really hope you come back again. Because I hope that wasn't like a one-time thing. It was just one of the best events.
We'd love to do it again.
I hope he comes back.
Yeah, me too.
We'd also, because we're here to talk about Muppet collections, maybe we'll have you back to talk more fully about all those things that you've done too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You've had some pretty cool experiences.
And then, Jing, I could perhaps learn one of your songs as well.
There you go.
I was in a band at one point, so there are songs to be learned.
Great band.
You know what? We'll go out on tour. I'll perform all yours. You'll perform all mine.
Well, we were very fortunate to have a hit with a-ha's Take On Me, and the younger people who bought that record back in 2000, they didn't realize, some of our younger fans didn't even realize that it was a cover. They just thought our song, which is crazy to anybody in my generation.
But how good is that? That was great, right?
Excuse me, there's about to be a cat fight.
Okay.
Get down.
Let him fight. It'll be good.
Yeah.
They're fighting over the top of the tower.
Do it. Come on, do it.
This is really tense.
Come on.
Get down.
The tail is weighing in.
Let him.
Oh, hang on. No, the tails are entwined.
Come on, it's gonna be good. It's coming. Oh, Gene.
He's gonna hurt her.
So what? They'll be all right. They're just cats.
I'm a big dog lover. We used to have cats, but I've not had cats for years. And we've got a Labradoodle now, which is just
they're beautiful.
It's the loveliest, most friendly. It's basically Sprocket. Dizzy.
Right. I
know.
So
and I think Elmo's World has a Labradoodle on at the moment as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, and our Dizzy is very, very, very similar.
All right.
Yeah,
I love those. They're beautiful Labradoodles.
My thing with cats is I love cats, but I find that you don't know whether they're going to swipe at you or if they're going to be nice. You can't quite tell whether you're going to get, because they do it.
I think, like dogs, I think it depends on the breed or what kind of cat they are. Because we've generally had cats that were pretty easygoing, lap type cats. Very independent though at the same time, but never. I don't think we've ever had ones that attacked, except when they were kittens.
Like Leo the tabby here. He's the alpha, so he goes after her a lot and even tries to eat her food. He'll leave his bowl to go eat her food and then go back to his. So I have to stay there until she's finished her food.
He's very
anyway.
You would think whoever is on the top is the alpha, so they should be like fighting for that top spot. You know,
that's what they do.
What's going on there?
That's what that was all about.
Stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway,
yes,
you like the Muppets.
Really? No,
you've got Muppet collectibles.
No, people know that. I probably learned, other than my dad, growing up with a very musical family. My mum actually is a fantastic pianist and great drummer. She was actually pregnant with me while she was still gigging.
Oh wow!
And, so very, very musical family. But my earliest memory of music is through the Muppets. In fact, through the first album, the Muppets album 1, and I actually heard the music before I saw the TV series.
Oh wow!
We had the vinyl, so I heard. So as far as I was concerned, these songs were Muppet songs. They weren't recorded by the original artists, and they were just Muppet songs.
Muppets.
And that was my introduction to not only the Muppets but also music as well, because it was really inspired me, of course, as it did so many people. And I love those versions of these classic songs. But as I say, I heard their versions first. Really. So I was into Muppets before. They were just part of the, in the fabric of my family, and my brothers all had Muppet pajamas, and they were all around us.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing some of the earlier stuff when I was a real little kid, and I found some of it a little bit scary. I found, when you're a young kid watching the Dark Crystal and things like, you see things that you've never seen, never experienced before, and it has such an effect on you. And it certainly did me from a really young age. But I know for one thing for sure is I was absolutely hooked from the moment I saw the Muppet Show, Labyrinth, the Dark Crystal, Fraggle Rock, Dinosaurs. Was a big one. So I was hooked. But the thing is when you're a young child watching this, you don't think these are puppets. You don't think.
No, God, no. I hope not.
You are so engaged. I swear to you, it was. You can't quite. You don't think they're puppets. You don't really know what you're seeing. I didn't know what I was seeing, but I know that I was hooked. And as soon as when I was a little kid, I'd save up for weeks, save my pocket money up for weeks to buy just one figure or an annual.
Did you were you exposed to Jim's
as a little kid?
Jim's Ralph the Dog album. Were you exposed to that one? The old Brown Ears is back.
Yes.
Yeah. As a piano player, I'm sure you can appreciate.
Well, no, I think when I think about my influences growing up, it's Elton John, Billy Joel, the Beatles, and Ralph the Dog.
Oh, right.
So they're absolutely. And I don't actually know who was the pianist for Ralph a lot of the time. I don't know if they had the same person playing, but I loved the style. Absolutely loved the style.
You know what? I wish I could answer that. I don't know, but I do believe it was the same person.
Yeah.
They had the same artist who played the piano, and they played off camera. So it wasn't always pre-recorded or anything like that. They did it live, but the piano player was off camera, and sometimes it was like, well, I'm getting this story from Steve Whitmire, who told me that he would, do Ralph's hands, but it was, playing to the person that was playing off camera.
Yeah, it's incredible. So but then once A1 had a little bit of success, and I was able to kind of, indulge a little bit in my passions. It went from kind of, basic annuals and all the models to slightly more elaborate things, such as the sideshow, Weta sideshow busts.
Those are beautiful.
I absolutely love these. I think these are some of the nicest models that have ever been produced.
I was just talking to Lauren Antonello, who's who's been with with the Jim Henson Company and with the Muppets for many, many years, and now as a part of the Puppet Heap company that looks after the Muppets. And she will, these are her favorite, pieces that are out there of Muppets. She just feels like and you have a Gonzo there. Is that Gonzo?
No, next to is Kermit.
Who's that next to Dr. Oh, Kermit. Sorry, I couldn't see
I
him.
I don't have all of these because they're very hard to come by now, but I've got most of them. I've got the Electric Mayhem. Absolutely love those.
What do you have in the room there? Did you bring some stuff in you want to show us?
Room here. So talking about collecting. I mean, so as I say, when you're in a rock band, it could be worse. You could spend your money on much worse things than toys. So I don't feel too bad. But I collected all of the Palisades line. Of course, they are fantastic. I mean, I agree. I think the Wetter Psycho busts are the most detailed and beautiful pieces you can get for a Muppet fan. But as I say, they're very hard to come by now. I think you're looking at around about £200, so $250 a piece.
Wow.
So and some more than others. But the Palisades was a line that I was able to complete, apart from a few exclusives that are very, very hard to come by. But for me, of all the models and toys I've collected over the years, Palisades is my favorite. It was because it had so many characters. You name it. There were a few. They were missing a few. And so when Diamond Select took over, I was expecting them to fill in a few of the gaps, like Bobo the Bear, but the only one I think they did that hadn't been released was Bean Bunny. So we got Bean, which is great. But and Diamond Select are still making toys. They did recently.
Our friend Jamie Carroll, who was on the show, worked with them and did a lot of tweaking on details and things, like quality control with some of those characters.
So I think the rarest one, which will interest some people, the Palisades did, was this the wedding set. This is obviously Kermit and Piggy. This was only given out as to guests of the product development manager, Ken Lilly's wedding. So
really?
If you were a guest at his wedding, they made this set. So it's quite cheeky, really, because obviously collectors, this is, everybody would love to have this set, but unfortunately it was only produced. So toy companies do a lot of things like that, where they make something so difficult to get hold of. But luckily I was invited to the wedding, so I have one. No, I'm kidding, even. But I've not seen too many of these pop up, and
that's really unique.
Of course, it's not. I think there was only about 75 to 100 of these.
Wow!
Don't quote me on that. I'm sure one of your viewers will probably
don't mention your address.
I'm sure your viewers will know more than I do. But then, of course, as I was saying, I went on to other things. I'm a huge Little Shop of Horrors fan. So here's the original album signed by several of the cast.
Yeah, who's on there? Is that John Candy?
Unfortunately, it's not Frank Oz, but it's John Candy, Jim Belushi, Steve Martin, Rick Moranis, and Vincent Gardenia.
Oh, that's great.
So I absolutely love this. No Bill Murray, no Frank Oz, no Ellen Green by the looks of it, but still, it's a great item, and one of my. So people often ask me, "What's your favorite thing in your entire collection?" And obviously in here you can't see too much, but I know you're going to be chatting to Chris from Muppet Stuff, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot of stuff to show you.
Well, we're on the Little Shop. Can you pull over the Audrey? Show us the Audrey on the shelf.
Yeah, the thing. Can you see in the corner? Unfortunately, Audrey is not working anymore, so
you're doing it. Even if it's you're doing it.
Not a lot of movement there, unfortunately.
But he's doing this with remote control.
Yeah. So this is an
Futaba
remote control animatronic, similar to what they would have used on the set in 1986. Well, it would have been before that. It would have been 85 when they were making it. But Little Shop of Horrors is probably it's up there with some of my favorite movies. So I had to get this. This is what you call a big boy's toy, because I don't know, how do you explain to people that don't collect things the lengths that you would go to get a piece that you really want? I mean, I don't know if either of you guys collect something, so if you can relate to it. But
I think it's it's like anything. If you have a passion or a love for something and you seek it out, and whether it's artwork or it's memorabilia or it's cars or whatever, right?
So
You want
This
it.
particular item, I'll get the remote control again. I don't really like playing around with this too much, to be honest with you, because it's incredibly old, and I don't know anything about the servos and all the mechanisms of all this work. And I do know that his mouth, unfortunately, doesn't open as much as it used to. It used to open.
Wait. So where is this from?
Now, I was sold it as a screen used prop.
So from the film?
Yes, from the original film. But my educated guess would be that it was made by the people who worked on the original mold. So they probably had access to the same, blueprints and everything that you would need, because it is very similar. I mean, this is very old now, so parts of
and it looks like, if that's did the control come with it? Because that looks like the kind of control they would have used.
So this is the control that came with it, and the reason I'm a bit dubious,
it's newer. That's
the reason I was a bit dubious as to whether it was just made as a prop replica is because he's freaking out now. Okay, he's freaking out. It's been marked with all the where you would place the switches to do the various movements. And I think if somebody was just making something for a prop replica, they wouldn't go to that length. So it must have been made for a project of some.
Can I just see the tape along the bottom? What does it say on the tape there?
It says on the tape, head left, right, open wide, and then it says move forward. So it's just got various. It's got various.
Well, that's certainly like what they do a lot is that just as little reminders and stuff. But I can't tell how old that one is. It looks a little newer, but it feels like.
Well, exactly. That would probably be the big giveaway, the date of this, because obviously, if this is clearly something that was around after 1985, then that would. Yeah,
I don't know for sure, but how cool! You've got a great thing there.
That's awesome. I mean, So people say to me, "What is your favorite piece?" And it has to be this, because, but then it is a close second by a very, very, very close second by a friend of mine down here.
Does it have he
would be the close second.
Can I ask you one thing? Just one thing. Does it have a lip thing? Doesn't have a little lip movement, does it?
Yeah, not kind of that shape. It's just open, but it does twist like that.
So, I remember when it sucks the blood out of his finger, and it's got the little...
No, that.
So that I think would have been like, this probably could have been used like in the garden or in the background of a shot, maybe, where they needed to keep it alive and it wasn't as the little detailed lip stuff, Yeah. But that's really cool.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, as a fan, to be honest with you, I don't expect it to be screen used. I'm not going to get into that market, because then you're just talking thousands for screen used props, and but
you never know. It's really cool. It looks really cool.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit of work. A mutual friend of ours, Stuart Reeves, was helping me out.
Thank you, Stuart, for
in touch with. Thank you, Stuart. Yeah. Thank you. So he's put me in touch with somebody who's a bit of an expert on the stuff. So hopefully find out a little bit about this. I mean, even if it's one of those situations where they say, it's just a prop replica, I'm still happy.
Still great.
A lot of years of joy, and I love
nobody has that. Nobody has that. You know what I mean? How great is that?
It's like my family, whilst we've been in lockdown, because we're still in quite a full-on lockdown over here. So me and our family, we have a FaceTime chat every day at 11, which is really nice, because quite a few of the family are home alone. So we're just checking every day. But when you try to explain your collection to some of them, they give me some funny looks. Explain them some things. And my uncle said, I've got a collection of toenail clippings, if you want to see that. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
But they don't get why I would have loads of things like these.
Those are awesome.
By the way, there are some, I don't think they're bobbleheads, but you have figurines of A1, don't you?
Yes, we do. They over here, they do the little models of the soccer players. I'll say soccer, but they do the little models of the football team, and they did a deal. They did an agreement with a load of pop bands, and we were one of the lucky ones chosen. So it's only a little thing. But in my nerd person perspective video.
Please tell us before I forget. Mention the name of your series before I forget.
Yeah, it's a bit of a new thing because obviously we're all on lockdown trying some different things out, and one of the things I'd always wanted to do was to do a show where I could talk about my collectibles, talk about my love for things like the Muppets and various other movies that I grew up watching, and so I had 3 weeks at the beginning of this year to just get to work on it, and so I was learning a lot about Final Cut and doing all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. It's just a pilot episode, just testing the waters.
What's the name?
It's Nerd Person Perspective
on YouTube. Nerd Person Perspective.
I don't know why I thought that was a good name. I just thought, that's a clever play on words, isn't it? Nerd Person Perspective.
Yeah.
I might regret that when people are trying to hashtag it and they're like, what? Come up with something simple, because then I was going to say, okay, we'll just NPP. And people are like, that's No Pants Party. If you hashtag NPP, it's No Pants Party. I don't know.
All right. Well, just because of our time is a little limited, why don't we get into a few of your objects here?
People want to know about Fozzie.
Let's go back to the Fozzie.
I'll fire a few more things at you. So for people most people I'm sure will be in the know. But after Palisades, the last people to pick up the line was Diamond Select, as you know about that. So they've got
all right.
Absolutely love.
But wait, can you show us the Fozzie again? Tell us about the Fozzie.
So about the Fozzie, as many of you may well be aware, a company called Master Replicas released a line of puppet replicas, which are just the posers. So these would be the ones similar to the ones that were used for the photo shoots.
Yeah.
For things like the albums, magazines, and that kind of thing. First one,
beautiful.
They were due to release Fozzie, which sent the whole fan base into a frenzy because we were all very excited about having Fozzie. Unfortunately, they realized because of the sizing and because of the cost factor, it was put to one side. So then they started to consider Miss Piggy, same kind of thing. I think there were some issues with the particular type of foam that was used to make Miss Piggy. Turns out it was too expensive to reproduce for the mass market. So they decided on Rizzo the Rat. So Rizzo was going to be the next release. But unfortunately, Master Replicas went out of business and the line was cancelled. So there's nothing worse for a collector than being told you can have this and then being told you can't have this. It drives me absolutely crazy. So for some of us, particularly crazy collectors, we sought out ways to get the one that was never released. And there were two prototypes of this particular character that were, one of them was just left in a warehouse, I believe in Hong Kong, and I heard that it was thrown away, which is just shocking. But then the other one made it to the UK. I was like, as soon as I heard about that, same as our good friend Stuart, I have to get my hands on that replica. So this would have been the one that this would have been the one of the prototypes made from the blueprints, which were then sent to the manufacturers in Hong Kong or China to be mass produced for retail. They're never supposed to be seen or be sold, but a collector got hold of it, and he didn't want to sell it. I knew he didn't want to sell it at all. He had a model shop in Nottingham, so I went along to this shop with every intention to make him an offer. Now, if I was to tell people what I was prepared to pay, they would think I'm absolutely nuts. There's probably a handful of people that be like who understand it, but most people will be like, "You're nuts." So, in fact, I can tell you, at the time I was still living at home with my folks, and my dad said, "If you come home with that Fozzie Bear, you're not allowed back. You're not welcome here," because he realized how much money I was prepared to spend on it.
Right.
Well, you're in a band, and we've had a good.
You were good, right? You were like, "Yeah, I'm getting that."
I would consider it, but the guy. And I don't blame him one bit. He changed his mind. He didn't want to sell it, and his price kept on going up. And I think it's sitting somewhere around about £35,000 right now.
Wow.
So if you've got a cool 35 grand sitting around, you might be able to get yourself on one of the two prototypes that were created for the Master.
Wow.
So the only way you can get it now is to seek out somebody that can produce them, recreate them,
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And there are a few companies that do it. I forget the names now, but yeah, I got one, and I absolutely love him. So next to Audrey 2, Fozzie is certainly my.
They did a great job. He really.
Good look at that.
They did a great job with him.
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful.
Looks like the right height.
Oh, can you see his ears wiggle? No.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
little
do his ears wiggle? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he's absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
What else do you got there?
Oh, I can't top that. I absolutely can't top that. But let me see.
You know how you can top it?
Oh,
How you can
a little
top
song.
Yeah, why don't you play something for us?
Sorry,
You got a
Would you
keyboard.
mind?
Hang
Would
on.
you mind doing a little song?
Audrey off the.
Oh yeah, put Audrey back.
Okay. So yeah, of course you've got all your Funko Pops. There's there's a ton of these guys out there. This is one of my favorites because this is San Diego exclusive. What else we've got? This is I've got some wall space here. Not much wall space in this entire place, to be honest with you. But I'm looking into getting a little display made from my collection of the
autographs. Nice.
And I tell you what is so lovely about these is excuse my hand shaking. I think
all right.
Coffee today.
I know you're nervous around us. It's okay.
Yeah. So
Jerry,
is
that's a great one.
The illustrations and the pictures and everything that they've done for this person who they were signing an autograph for. So,
oh, sweet.
And
yeah, there's Dave.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how
is that Richard Hunt, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Nice. Some drawings and
right.
Statler.
Yeah.
So those are some of my prized possessions that I will be putting in a display. And
oh, they're awesome.
Yeah, and but in terms of everything else, it's just it's the books. It's the I'll tell you what. I mean, Gene, again, congratulations on your nomination.
Where did he go? I think he's trying to reach Chris, maybe.
There's this book which I absolutely love. It's many of the sketches in the first series really beautifully illustrated.
Wow!
Rather than photographs, they have really nice illustrations. So I think this is a lovely book. And this is a UK release, but I know that it was released in the States by a different company. But it's even got some of the guest stars.
Oh, nice.
Of and Vincent Bryan.
Christopher Reeves? Who was that? Was that Christopher Reeves?
That was Rudolph
Nureyev? Oh,
yeah. Right. Yeah. So I regularly get these out and really appreciate the illustrations. And so that is just some of the collection.
Wow, you have amazing stuff, man.
I'm quite happy with this. This is the first issue of the Muppet magazine. Signed by Robin Williams.
Oh, nice.
So that's a nice one. And that's another one that I've got to kind of get. Well, actually, this has already been authenticated, but I'd rather have these in some kind of display or in a frame.
Sure.
Rather than, but they're really wonderful things. And this is a curious one. This is a program from when the Muppets were on tour, but it was actually people, performing them.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't too familiar with that, but here you have
those suits.
6-foot scooter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I know people that do the Sesame Street tour over here, and those are tough tours. Obviously, very hot. Original Art of the Muppets books, and this was obviously when I was into Muppets Tonight.
Man, look at you.
So I've so many books, so many Muppet books.
So if somebody asked you,
part with them at all, I wouldn't.
If somebody asked you like favorite, well, you said you love Rolf, but do you have any other favorite characters that you kind of?
Dr. Teeth, of course.
Dr. Teeth, yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Teeth, of course. The Electric Mayhem, Kermit, of course. I all the musical ones. I mean, my connection to the Muppets is mostly through the music, and I absolutely loved Jerry Nelson's singing voice so much.
The
I
best.
mean, he's for me, he's one of the most iconic singing voices, most recognizable singing voices, and a voice that could kind of was so ageless as well, because he could play a small child, he could play an elderly. It was like the depth to his voice was incredible. And again, I knew his voice before I knew him. I knew
Right.
his
Me too.
Speaking of quality voices.
Aha! Okay. So I haven't got my piano here, so I've got a small keyboard. But if any of you guys, I feel like I should do something from Little Shop of Horrors, because
Whatever you like.
Yeah. Lift up your head, wash off your mascara. I know things were bad, but now they're okay. Suddenly Seymour is standing beside you. You don't need no makeup, don't have to pretend. Suddenly Seymour, he'll to provide you with sweet understanding. Seymour's your friend.
Oh, man. Fantastic. Can I tell you something?
How it comes across through the webcam, probably atrocious, but you know.
You're getting all sorts of accolades here.
Thank you. It was so good. Can I tell you something real quick about that song in that moment? So Frank, my favorite moment in that film is when Seymour runs up the staircase and that crane shot follows him up the staircase to meet her, and they come together at the top of the balcony. And Frank said that he had that when he heard the music, he had that vision of that happening. And so the set was designed around the moment that he dreamed of, as opposed to, sometimes they build a set and then you work with it. He had this thought of the staircase and the balcony, and that they would join, and but it's just man, it's my favorite song in the whole thing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful song.
And they're all going crazy for you on this stream, this chat.
Well, I again, thank you so much for inviting me on. And again, thank you, Stuart, for connecting us. I really appreciate coming on the show. It's a great show, and I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the show.
Thanks,
tell all your fans they've got to go subscribe.
Absolutely.
You're not going on tour. Refuse to go on tour.
Yep.
And perform again.
Yep. Okay. Well, we've got a Valentine. I'm going to do a little plug now. We've got a Valentine's Day show.
Oh yeah.
When's that? Oh yeah, Valentine's Day. And you can join us, and I will sing you. I will serenade you with any song, as long as you subscribe to the Barretta Brothers. Okay.
Oh wow.
Check out the website.
Good. All right, Mark. Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you through all of this. See what the Muppets do? They bring people together.
It's beautiful.
They spread love.
Absolutely. I feel like we could just go on and on. There's so much more I'd like to hear, but I will hopefully.
Yeah, another time.
Maybe we'll do Londoner sometime together.
Yes. Amazing. Fantastic.
All right,
buddy.
Thanks so much.
You guys. Take it easy.
Bye, Mark.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
What a nice guy.
We got a song and everything.
That was awesome.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, and now we've got something pretty special. Let's just mention real quick. Guess who's coming on our show next week, gang? Miss Louise Gold.
Whee! She's my Valentine.
She'll be our Valentine. It's Valentine's Day.
Little Louise. Yeah. Little lovely, lovely Louise. Can't wait. She's awesome. She's so funny.
Here. And the week after, we're going to have Stuart Pankin on with us.
That's right. That's right. Oh, yeah. You know what? I did a little, should I mention that? I did that little interview with Stuart for What's Up Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Up Disney Plus. We did a little interview for Dinosaurs. I guess I don't know where you find that. Find that at What's Up Disney Plus. I don't know when it comes out, but yeah, it should be coming soon. I guess it was fun. Good to do that with him. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we've got. Where do you see the room?
Nah, let's not. He doesn't have much stuff.
Yeah, it's late. Let's
He
go.
Doesn't have anything. It's just he has like a T-shirt or something.
Would you please welcome? Why delay any longer? The editor of Muppet Stuff, Mr. Chris Stulz.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, how are you?
I'm excellent. Welcome virtually to the Muppet Stuff Museum.
So amazing. Hey, you don't have a lot of stuff, right? Just a couple things.
Just a couple things. So, Gene said you wanted to take a little small.
Why don't we
tour
start?
around and kind of show you the whole place, and then
Well, wait.
do some.
Wait before you go into that. So what's the first thing you've collected, and when did you start?
Okay, so like Mark, I was listening in earlier. So like Mark, I had the records. So the Muppet Show records, the Sesame Street records. Those are the first things I think I ever had. And that's really was my introduction to the Muppets. The Muppet Show was still on, and of course Sesame Street was on.
Right.
But those, of course, we didn't have. This is going to age me a little bit, but we didn't have, YouTube. We could just look up clips. We had the records, and that's how you really revisited the show. I mean, we barely had VCRs back then. I mean, that's really how you just repeated the songs and the classic skits over and over again was with those records.
Yeah,
that was my introduction.
That's awesome.
That's my first things.
Very cool. All right, sorry.
How many items do you have in there, roughly? I know you're starting to catalog them, but
well, roughly somewhere in the vicinity around 3,000 is what I'm thinking.
Electric shock.
I mean,
oh my God.
That's what we think. We're somewhere in that ballpark.
You say we. Are there people that are like constantly cataloging things?
I mean,
1,357.
The stuff counts as people now, right? The people are our stuff. So yeah, that's really by we, the collective we.
I got it.
All right, take us to your heaven.
Yes, let's go in.
So here we start off with the stairwell. We have a standee here from Muppets Most Wanted. This is actually a UK standee, only released in United Kingdom movie theaters. I had it shipped here from the UK, so this was not even around in the States.
Wow!
And I'll sneak around this way, and you can see back here we have some standees. These are standees from McDonald's from when they had the Great Muppet Caper glasses.
Wow!
So these were actually in McDonald's. I believe the Miss Piggy and Kermit were used, and the Fozzie and Gonzo are in such great mint condition that I don't think they were even actually put out for whatever reason.
Right. Yeah.
While you're there on the while you're on the stand-ups. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. While you're on the stand-ups, let me just show everybody how generous you were once. You brought me this huge stand-up from a video store from Muppets Most Wanted, and I guess all of the I put a few things in the shelving there where the videos or DVDs would go. But you surprised me with this one day, which was pretty cool. Thank you.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I had, that was, they had a few of those out like at FYE stores where they were selling Muppets Most Wanted. And I picked up a couple different ones and I'm like, I know who needs this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
And then we have, this is a cast and crew Muppet Take Manhattan cast and crew poster signed by Jim, Frank, and David Laser.
Oh wow, you got David Laser's. That's beautiful.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we have behind me is a cast and crew poster from Labyrinth that's also signed by Jim, and as well as Steve Whitmire, Toby, and Wendy Froud.
Nice.
Wow. All right, let's enter.
Wait, there's something behind him. What's that?
Okay. Well, we're not going to be able to do everything.
Why? We're okay. I mean, we ran long with.
Okay.
We're okay, right? Unless you can hang out. Can Chris hang out?
There's 3,000 things. So
we're going to see everyone. We're going to see everyone.
we got time. Everyone's watching here. they don't want to watch the Super Bowl or anything. We got plenty of
No,
time to
screw
watch
the
it.
Super Bowl.
Okay.
So we have
Screw
a
it.
whole display here of all kinds of ceramic pieces. We have some doozers that are still in their packaging, which are pretty rare. There's all kinds of.
Do you have this? Do you have this cup?
I believe I do have that cup.
Good. Okay, I'm just checking.
That was made by Applause.
I don't have a lot of stuff, but like, here's why I thought you probably have this. I'm just checking.
You know what? I should just do this so people can see it better.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Wow. Full screen me. Okay.
There we go.
And for some reason, my earbuds aren't working. I'm on the phone, but the earbuds, I'm hearing it through the phone. So.
Oh, you are?
Okay.
We're
take them out
live,
then.
baby.
Then you'll hear us better. There you go.
Yeah. All right.
Great.
Go ahead.
Awesome.
That's all the stuff back there. We have the Muppet Show Shrinky Dinks, which are still in the package. Those were a big item back in the early 70s, 80s. I'm sure a lot of kids got their first taste of an oven. Using those, and the importance of safety first with hot items with those Shrinky Dinks.
Wow.
So those are very cool. Then we sneak over here and we go up this way, and we have a selection of autographs.
Wow.
So we have Tim Curry and Mr. Paul Williams. We have Digit. That's Dave Gold signed that as Digit. Noel McNeil.
No.
David Rudman and Cookie Monster. Mr. Alice Cooper.
Nice.
Do you have anything, Dr. Phil Van Neuter?
Only the Palisades action figure. That's
Got
the
it.
only thing I have with Dr. Phil.
We have a very big friend who just loves that comes on our show, and we had them as a guest. Cassidy, she just loves Dr. Phil, so we were just asking for her.
I think that's the only thing that was released of Dr. Phil.
Right.
I don't think there was anything more than that.
Yep.
All right, then we walk back over this way.
Okay. Couldn't you get a steady cam for this show?
There's a permanent greases as you walk in, and we have a lot of Avalon and Carson.
If you can, try to keep your mouth close to the phone, Chris.
Yeah, you can make these are all kinds of craft items. We have Muppet movie poster art. That's coloring. It's not a coloring book; it's a coloring poster that came with markers. And
Chris, can you hear me?
A little plug from my blog, of course. My blog.
Hey, Chris, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Chris,
He can't see us. He's showing it the other way.
Chris,
Can you? It's better when you are showing it. Can you hear us?
can you hear us better now?
Can you hear us at all?
So I took out the earbuds and then it went into the earbuds. It's live,
Okay.
baby. It's live. What happened?
It's now we can hear you better. All right. All good. All good.
All right, go
Okay,
back.
excellent.
Go back to your tour. That's cool.
So, could you? I don't know. I guess you saw that stuff.
Yeah.
The
We did.
Swedish chef, talk up there, and we have this was a poster from BAM, the Brooklyn Academy of Music had a whole Puppets on Film series, and that's signed by Cheryl and Heather Henson, Wendy Proud, Carol Spinney, and Brian Proud. Did a whole
Nice.
series of movies with puppets on film, and here we have. I don't know why I'm so crooked here. But here we have all the pops.
Oh wow.
If I can come
All right.
there we go. And then this cabinet here, we have some of the Avalon individual characters from the Muppet Show that you can paint. Especially, I think Mark and my favorite character are the same, and that's one you performed, Bill, Dr. Teeth. And this is one of the early Dr. Teeth items back then. You can actually paint your own Dr. Teeth.
Can you just move in a little bit? Move in a little on that.
Let's see if I can get in there.
Can you?
You can kind of see them.
Wow.
Yeah, the glasses. That's cool.
I go all the way in, maybe.
Oh, I see him back there. Yes. Oh, all right. He's not painted, but you could, right?
No, they're all still in their original packaging, completely
Wow.
in mint condition.
Wow, man. Oh, you have a Dr. Teeth. Is that a cup?
And of course,
What is it?
Yep, that's a Sigma Dr. Teeth coffee mug.
Yeah.
That's probably the hardest and the rarest of the series. The Miss Piggy being the easiest to find, and you see her like all kinds of thrift stores and everywhere. She's the easiest one. She's hidden in the back there. But the animal and the Gonzo, and especially that Dr. Teeth.
Right. Wow. Look at all your stuff, man.
Any idea how much
Amazing.
is it too personal to ask how much you've probably spent on this whole collection? Have you kept track?
Oh, there's
Sorry,
the cup.
say that again, Gene?
Do you have any sense, if it's not too personal, how much you've spent on this whole collection?
You can't. You don't have to
I think
say
a
it.
lot less than it's worth, actually. So that's good. I'm on the upswing of that.
Good. Good. Good.
Okay, what's next?
So the way that I have the whole thing formatted is it goes around chronologically from the Muppet Show years, chronologically with Muppet Productions, all the way around the room in the perimeter. Then it goes to Henson and Other, and like Sesame Street and the Fraggle Rock and the Creature Shop and all that kind of stuff. And in the inside is categorized items. So we'll see cups and mugs, we'll see international items and that kind of stuff. So
Right.
we'll go chronologically here. This is the Muppet Show years. So we have all this really cool, like this watches and pins.
Whoa. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how much you have.
Could you ever
These are the
believe that
Fisher
you
Price
created so many things?
Puppets and Plush.
Wow.
The Muppet Show was the largest, the biggest show on TV when it was on. It had the largest audience in the world. 250 million people watched it, or something like that every week. So it was like one of the major marketing, for a TV show. They never made this many products for a TV show, only before or even since. It was like a juggernaut. These are drums. So there's a little marching drums.
Huh.
And you could attach a little piece with a string, and they came with drumsticks.
That's so great.
I love this. This is a Floyd Pepper notebook. They don't make a whole lot of Floyd Pepper stuff.
Floyd Pepper notebook?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. What's that Waldorf thing? Is that a keychain? What was that Waldorf thing in front of it?
Right here. So yes. So they made a couple of different versions of this Waldorf. A company called Schleck made these in the late 70s, and they made them as both keychains and as regular PVC figures. So this is the set of PVC figures, and then I'm also trying to get them all as the keychains.
Right.
Because you just can't have them just as the PVC. You have to have them in every kind of variation and format, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on. And the way I also arrange this too is each production and time period, they have their own lunch boxes. They made so many Muppet lunch boxes, so everything is arranged. The top of each case has a lunch box that corresponds to that time period. So these are all the Muppet Show lunch boxes, and this is actually a back of one of the lunch boxes that was not made. This is a pre-made, piece that they would take this print and they'd bend it to be on the back of, I believe it's this lunchbox. That's the back of that lunchbox. But that's a pre-made, an unpunched, unpressed piece of the lunchbox.
Is that tin? Is it like a piece of tin?
Yes. Yeah, it's a piece of metal.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
So on this lunchbox here, you take this lunchbox, and on the back is that image.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it looks. But you see it's a much bigger frame to it because on the frame itself is all punched around to make the lunchbox.
Very cool.
Look how gentle.
So
careful.
That's pretty. That's
Avalanche.
Yep. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I'll bet. There's a phone.
Pretty famous, the Kermit phone. I believe Jim Henson had one of these in his office at one time.
Yeah. Yep. I remember seeing it in
Yeah.
there.
Another rare character appearance, Mean Mama.
Look at that. What is that
You
for?
don't
Is that
see
a
whole lot of
coaster? What
Mean
is that
Mama
thing?
fun.
What is that?
That is a puzzle by Hallmark. It's a circular puzzle.
Oh.
Wow. I had no idea there was this much
Yeah,
stuff.
there's a Muppet movie Viewmaster set. Oh, here we go, Bill. You will love this. Dr. Teeth tambourines. This is they made multiple different versions. There's a blue and red one and a yellow and red one. I mean, when I found the first one, I was like, oh, that's really cool. I'm like, oh, they made a different color variation. I'm like, okay. And these are all still, of course, in their original packaging as well.
Wow. Wow.
And they are in mint condition.
I really
cool
had
birthday supplies. So we had like,
oh, the band and birthday. Wow. I really had no idea there was this much merchandise.
we have
Look at
the
that.
original Wrought puppet from
He's
Fisher
machine
Price.
washable too.
Yeah, but watch it out. This is a full set. Actually, this is actually probably easier to see. This is the same set of those Avalon paint yourself figures, and you can see the Dr. Teeth there. This is a whole set of these, and it comes with a little stage as well.
Oh my gosh. Phenomenal. That's amazing.
So here we have some more ceramic pieces. We have Gonzo in a sugar bowl. We have a couple of cookie jars. These are really cool. These are egg containers. I don't know why you would put your eggs like out on the countertop, just out like that, but that's what they are.
They for soft-boiled eggs? Would an egg sit up in it?
I guess, yeah. You kind of like make their head. It's all the bald characters, right? You got Statler and Waldorf, Sam Eagle, and Zoot. So you put your egg in there, and it would kind of, complete their head.
Yeah, when we were kids, our mother would make us soft-boiled eggs, and there were little holders that the egg would rest on, and then you crack it around like halfway, and you take the shell off, and then you eat the soft-boiled egg. So they're probably soft-boiled egg holders, right?
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Something you don't see that much, today. They don't
And there's
don't
a
make
Zoot
Pokemon egg holders as far as I'm.
Right, and there's
you
a
don't
Zoot
get a lot
one.
of Zoot merchandise either.
Yeah, those are I bet that's what they are. They're soft-boiled egg holder. Yeah.
All right.
In the back here, we have Crunchy Stars exclusives. We have a Crunchy Stars card game. There's a flashlight you could send away, and of course the Swedish Chef plush. This is the first Swedish Chef plush doll ever made, and the only way to get him was to send in some box tops or so from, and maybe $20 or something from the Crunchy Star cereal, which is in the back here too.
Wow.
And that's how you got that chef. And here is a coffee mug as well.
Jeez. That's amazing.
We got that's a Miss Piggy teapot, and these are some newer coffee the cookie jars. These are salt and pepper shakers.
I'm sure there are some viewers out there right now who think they're dreaming.
Hey, Chris.
This is also an egg container. I believe that.
Oh yeah, that looks like one too. Yep. So do you have the most? Do you have the largest collection, you think, out of anybody in the world, or are there others that you know of? Like,
it's close. It's very close. I know that I don't have the world record. Somebody else has that currently. I'm working on correcting that. But I do know that from what people have told me, I have friends that say that they have or think they have more items than me. But they are looking forward to me capturing that world record. So, so that's in the works. It's part of cataloging all of this stuff. But as you can see, it's just so much to catalog. It's taking me longer than expected.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow.
This is something really cool. I think This is a Dog City
Oh,
cast and crew hat.
That's cool.
That was a Henson show that, we don't really see a whole lot of merchandise of. It was on for a few years, but I've had a few things around. I've been finding some coloring books and puzzles lately, but really that's a show that you don't really hear of. It's
Right.
a shame because there's an interesting concept where he's an animator and it's almost like Looney Tunes where he's animating the show as you're watching it. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
That show kind of came about in the process of that.
Yeah.
And let's see here. We have these are some pendants from the Muppet Show on tour. The Fozzie pendant.
Okay.
And we have this it's a Big Bird standee at the store display from the late 70s.
Wow.
You tilt down a little.
The new section.
Okay, I guess it's.
Yep.
Okay. Muppets from Space. Okay.
All right, let me back out of here. This is a new section I'm working on. It's Muppet Babies centric. We have a whole bunch of Muppet Babies items in here, some Muppet puzzles.
It's the Muppet Babies alcove.
This is all vinyl records. Talk about the vinyl records.
It's unbelievable.
It's your Muppet Babies alcove.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
it's like they have it in the show, right in the nursery. They have that window, right? So that's why they're at the window. They're at the.
Yeah.
But mine's not a giant. Mine's not a big round one. It's it's a skylight, but it's reminiscent. It's
Cool.
It's apropos.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
A Fozzie mask. This is a life-size Fozzie mask. You wear that as a part of a Halloween costume. It even comes with his bow tie.
That's hysterical.
And then we get into the early 80s and so with the movies. So we have all the VHS of the movies and the Playhouse videos. We have all the specials.
Here's a question
Cinderella,
from
the Frog Prince.
hey, Chris. Here's a question from somebody watching. What is Muppet
Yeah.
1000?
Muppet 1000.
Did they see
I don't know
something that said Muppet?
What is that?
I don't know if they saw something that said Muppet 1000. No, maybe not. I don't know, Nick. We're not sure what you mean.
Yeah. Maybe
Okay.
if I have 1,000 items, I don't know. But 1,000,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Your guess
I
is-
thought.
I'll have to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have
I don't know.
Okay,
some,
just keep
going.
a bunch of Hallmark items and some puzzles. Yeah, these are soap. This is Pigs in Space soap. So you have Captain Link and Strange Pork. And you have a submarine with Kermit, Fozzie, and Piggy. There's some Muppet Caper stuff. We have the games, some puzzles. And there's Hallmark made a lot of these plaques and like little trinket boxes. They made like a lot of stuff in the early 80s. We have a bunch of Hallmark stuff that come down. There's stickers and like notepads. Here we have these bow biters. This was a bunch of this was to help kids tie their shoes.
This is crazy.
So you have there's a notepad. This is a mid '90s Baby Piggy. It came with an episode of the original Muppet Babies.
Wow.
These are really cool. These is a Miss Piggy talking phone, and underneath it, it's kind of hard to see. They came with a green phone. There's a Kermit version, and as you press the buttons, you could hear the original performers, speak to you. So you'd press a button for Kermit, Kermit would be like, "Oh, hi, Sally," or "Hi, hi, this is Kermit." And so that's what
cool.
those. It's a Piggy and Kermit talking phone. So it has everybody's original voices in it. It's really, really interesting.
That's very cool to have the original voices like that.
Yeah. Not that the new voices are not anything to be shunned at, of course.
Yeah. No, but it's so great to be able to have. I was just saying, it's so great to have those voices on those, those toys. People don't do a lot of that anymore. Right.
They did a lot of stuff. I think they really put the effort in to make the characters real. They did a lot of stuff. I mean, they released a lot of stuff. But this really was I guess, I mean, I'm sure, Bill, you kind of know this, but the dirty secret of the Henson Company and Jim Henson was, he didn't really want to initially license the characters, and that wasn't really his intent. But he realized that by putting this, the characters and licensing all this stuff, he was able to generate so much income for the Henson Company that it allowed him to do whatever he wanted to do. I mean, this kind of stuff, this is what allowed him to make the Dark Crystal, because he had so much clout. They're like, yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, right. Yep, that's how it works. Yep.
All right.
So
what else you got?
people like me, in the 80s, bought this stuff. Here's a giant Kermit. This is a Kermit from the Disney parks. Put this out. It's a flocked Kermit with his banjo, and the fireflies light up in the back, and it's actually a music box, and it will play Rainbow Connection.
Really? Wow. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's part of they're the only one they made of the big figure line for the Muppets. They made a bunch of other Disney characters. The only Muppet they ever did was Kermit.
Hey Chris, I just want to mention, so you know,
We have all kinds of
just so you realize, we have a bit of a delay, so I hope you don't feel like we're, I feel like we're kind of missing,
okay.
you know what I mean? There's a delay, so if you feel like we're not reacting, we actually are, but it seems to be coming a little bit late. So,
do you have the speaker up on your telephone?
Do I have the speaker up on my phone?
I don't think that's what the delay is, Gene. I think we just have a delay.
I keep hearing an echo though sometimes on his end. So
oh, you do?
It might be coming over the phone.
I don't know.
But I think we're good now. I think we're good.
All right.
We can hear each other. Okay.
All right. So then we have all these. This is all storybooks and what do you call them? The sheet music from the movies. So we have Muppet Movie, Muppet Caper, Muppet One, and the others, of course. The Muppet Movie and Muppet Show books. And I found those still sealed from the original. Somebody found them in a warehouse, so I have them opened and still sealed.
Wow.
All of the Muppet trading cards, and these are all kinds of coloring books and activity books. That's why you don't want to see any spines, because they're all just activity books. Then we kind of come into the 90s, and we have, of course, the Tickle Me Elmo, the biggest toy pretty much of all time.
Right. Yep.
I have a question from Jesse. Jesse Oliver wants to know: do you have the ideal Kermit and Rolf from 1966? The product, I guess the company is Ideal.
I only have I don't. Yes, the company was Ideal. I only have a few things from the pre-Muppet Show, even Sesame era. Those.
You're going to show us something.
I think we're going to show you something in a little bit. But I do not have that Kermit or that Ralph. I'm on the lookout, Jesse, and I know some of our friends do have that. So, if they want to trade or something, or they know someone that's getting rid of one, I am very much on the lookout for those.
Oh, look, we're playing matchmaker, Gene.
Look, this must be the French version of Sesame Street. Tickle me Elmo.
Elmo.
Tickle me like one of your French girls. Whoa.
Okay, let's keep going.
So here we have some Muppet Treasure Island bubble bath. They had different versions of it. They had it like in these kind of containers. They also had it like in I think this is the UK version, where they actually had it in like more of a figural version. And come up here. This is the Muppet Treasure Island Happy Meal display from McDonald's.
Wow.
As well as the other these are the US shampoo figural versions. We have the UK PVC set. And I don't have all of these yet. I have most of them, but I'm missing a couple. You have Kermit, Captain Smollett, a couple of rats, Fozzie. And these are from Hardee's, I believe. These were bigger puppets from Muppet Christmas Carol. Go up here. You'll appreciate this very much, but this, I can really get in there. It's kind of hard to see. If you see this red thing in the corner here, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah.
That is a
cloth?
Yeah, that cloth. That is a Spam bandana from Muppet Treasure Island. And I'm sure, as you know, there was some Spam merchandise set to be released, but Hormel, who owns Spam, didn't like the representation of a like wild boar, like being a pagan or something. I don't know what their deal was,
no.
but they sued the Henson Company, and they would not allow them to to sell anything with Spam because they thought it was going to hurt their image or whatever. So this was a bandana that the Henson Company had planned to release, and then couldn't. So I'm not sure how I got it. I think it's found on eBay or something.
Oh wow!
But it's not something that was sold in stores.
Yeah, I remember. I certainly remember the whole thing about Spam and how they were, but they won. They got to use the name.
Right, they won, but they weren't. The deal, part of the lawsuit was they won, but they weren't allowed to make the merchandise. They could use it in the movie because it was already done, but they couldn't make
sell
new
anything.
stuff.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the Muppet Vision 3D area. So we have this is a bank. We have the glasses that were from the attraction. We have these are all these are pens.
They are like they're 3D.
From the ears.
They're almost like you could touch them. They're really cool.
This is really interesting. There's a Fozzie. You kind of see his ear there. That's a Fozzie paddle ball. Like so, how in the attraction, Sweetums has a paddle ball, and he's like using it as a 3D, a cheap 3D effect. So they actually made a Fozzie, and it's like his nose. So the paddle ball is his nose, and you're pushing it out onto the paddle.
That's great. That's great.
All right, so
I can't believe all this stuff. I can't believe all this stuff.
I don't think we're even halfway through. Oh,
we're not even. Yeah. So there's Phil. You asked for Phil.
Yep.
There's Dr. Phil. A-E-I-O-U.
There he is.
Didn't I? Yes. Always. There he is. And then we have this is the Palisades area. These are all, most of the ones that I have displayed are the exclusives. I have the entire set, but they're open and out. I also have them in the box somewhere else. But so these are all the exclusives. We have this Gonzo that is signed by a majority of the people from Palisades. We have the wedding set. We have Jim Henson. We have
you do have the wedding set.
Ralph, and these were again. Yes, that was one. It was hard to get. That was
we were talking to
love to find that one because
we were talking to our previous guest who had one. Mark Reed had one as well. It was one of his prized possessions.
Yes. Yeah. There was only maybe a couple hundred made because it was only I know as you would talk about earlier, given to guests of Ken Willie's wedding. He was able, and this is the trick about this too, is there's not a lot of Piggy and Kermit wedding merchandise because the canon is they're not a couple, right? They're not together. They're not a thing. So they don't really make anything like that. And the reason Ken was allowed to get away with this is because it was not commercially released.
Right.
Because it was just for his wedding, the Henson Company allowed it to be done because they were so enamored with what they were doing with this line. I mean, they even made Uncle Deadly. And this is Uncle Deadly's back now, but this is before Uncle Deadly even made his renaissance in the 2011 movie. So making an Uncle Deadly figure in 2001 was like unheard of. Like, who's going to buy that? Me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously. And everyone pretty much watching this. But yeah, they also had a lot of exclusives that were done at conventions. So they made, to help people buy into the line, they made a bunch of Toy Fair exclusives, and this was done for like a convention. And of course, here we have the Electric Mayhem. And I prefer the full, what I like to consider the full Electric Mayhem, which was only played in one time, as far as I know, and that was in the Muppets at Walt Disney World special, which had Clifford
and
Lips
Yep.
in the band.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Very cool.
And of course, then we go backstage to the Muppet Show, and we have Kermit holding down the fort with all the gang kind of hiding in the back there. But yes, that's what we have all here. This is, what was great about the Palisades line is they really filled it out with characters that we rarely see merchandise of. I mean, there's Beauregard, we talked about the Deadly, and Phil Van Neuter, the Newsman. I mean, they really had a lot of both the Muppets and Muppets Tonight, because that was kind of still fresh in people's minds at that point, right? So they had a Johnny Fiamma figure as well. I don't think he's out here, but I do have him somewhere.
I see the race cars. I have
he's probably at his mother's house.
Right. He's still living there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have the Pepe NASCAR?
There's a couple Pepes in there. Yes, we're gonna show that in a minute, but here is one Pepe NASCAR. You can see him here.
I think that's the one I have.
The Bobby Labonte one. Right. There he is.
Yes.
That was a fun thing to do.
So speaking of Pepe, here we have the very first Pepe plush ever produced, and he was only made available at carnivals. You had to win him. You couldn't just buy him in a store. You had to try your luck and show your skills, okay? You had to do something to win this Pepe. I in true Pepe fashion, I bribed the carny.
Oh, you did?
I gave him $20 and said, "Please, sir, can you just give me this Pepe? I don't know if I can spend all day here trying to win this thing." And they really had a rack of them. And these are incredibly rare to find now. I've seen these go for over $200 on eBay. They're super rare. And I got mine by bribing a carny for $20.
Well, my wife's aunt would be proud of you.
All right, so here we got some NASCAR cars. We have some the bobbleheads.
So you have the big Pepe Bobby Labonte car and the little one as well. Is that what you right?
Yes.
You have the right. The big. Yeah.
There's they made a bunch of different variations. So they made I can come back and show you here. They made the big rigs of like the trucks that would take the cars to the races. They made large versions. They made versions like these the cars in here you can't see because of this packaging, but they made versions where you could see. They made it in clear packaging. They made them in smaller versions. They made them, and I'm going to show you something in a little bit that's going to clarify what I'm talking about. But you'll see many of the variations.
So
here we have. This is a really cool Pepe piece. This is a Pepe Puppet. It's kind of like those old school puppets where you'd push the bottom and they would kind of come to life.
Oh, they collapse and stand up.
You push a button at the bottom.
Oh, I've never seen that. Wow.
They made a line of those. They have an Animal, Beaker, and Kermit of those.
Wow.
Those are pretty hard to find. And that whole time period, they made all kinds of kind of weird stuff. This was antenna toppers and buttons and mints, lip balm. They made this really cool. So Baba put this up. This is a Janice plush, which is really rare. But for some reason, so Baba wanted to modernize the Muppets. I don't know why. So they made her kind of more like a hip hop Janice.
Yeah.
They give her this gold hat, and they made Statler and Waldorf pimps.
Oh my gosh.
I call them the pimp versions because they're the retired Florida versions of Statler and Waldorf, where they have these really kind of crazy and garish outfits on.
Where are we now? Where are we now in the tour? Just to gauge time, because
we're getting a little long.
The next part we will speed the next part up. I will go a little faster. We're talking about these are all nonfiction books. We have a whole bunch of Walt Disney World other kind of things like some kind of special release figures of like Swedish Chef and Waldo, this is the only Waldo piece of merchandise I think they ever put out.
Wow.
The spirit of 3D. He's known now as the spirit of 3D, but he really got his start, as most of the people watching now, on the Jim Henson Hour, which is way ahead of its time to put a 3D character puppeteered live, basically, with the puppets. So we have this is really cool. It's a Sweden's Laplander hat. You put that hat on, basically look like Sweden and put it over your face. They have a Muppet restaurant now called Pizza Rizzo, and this is the menu from Pizza Rizzo, signed by Steve. Did he sign that for me? And we have a bunch of other kind of watches, and these are Kermit fingerless gloves. And then we get some electronics, phone cases, and radios, and we got some more mittens. And this is a really cool Kermit and Robin frame from Disney Park as well. All right, this is the new. Now we get to some real modern stuff. This is the Disney Store Pepe, which is also now really hard to find. But this was released for the 2011 movie.
Oh, I see.
And he was only available at the Disney Store. And we have Rizzo, who was also released in that line of Plush, who was not even really in that movie. So I thought that was kind of interesting. They put a plush out for him. He wasn't even in the movie.
Right.
We have here's some Beaker Band-Aids, and we have all kinds of like funky little these are more like I said, like the Disney era merchandise. We have a single. I kind of see it back there. The Jack Black single from the 2015 Muppets TV show.
You mean Jack White?
Jack White. Yeah.
And then we have Jack White. Jack White. Not Jack Black. That's the 2011 movie. Jack Black.
That's
right. Right. Exactly. You get your blacks and whites confused.
Yeah.
So here we go. All right. There's a bunch of plush. This is cool. And I will show you this. I'm going to flip around here. And since we're talking about the modern Muppets, this is all promotion for the last 2 theatrical movies. And this is actually a Mexican popcorn bucket where they called the movie, instead of Muppets Most Wanted, Muppets 2, Los Más Buscados. This is also from Mexico, this the popcorn bucket. Then we have.
What's that translate to?
The Most Wanted, I think.
The Most Wanted, I guess.
Yeah.
And so these were cups and toppers that were promotional materials for from theaters, I believe in Australia, if not the UK. They weren't released in America.
Wow.
We also have, this is really, really cool. I think this was also either the UK or Australia. Yeah, I think it was UK. They had a promotion where you get a popcorn container and a couple of things, and you actually got a Kermit collar. So you could actually wear the collar, and there was a hat. There's a hat and a bag, and then you had the Kermit collar, so you could actually wear that and become Kermit. Which I thought, I don't know why Disney didn't do that in America, because that would have sold very, very well. Like, who wouldn't want a Kermit collar? Why is that not exist? But that's really, really cool. That's a really rare promotional piece. And then we have a bunch of stuff. This is also from the 2015 Muppet show as well. We have all kinds of nail polish, and we even have an empty water bottle. This was from my friend Austin Costello. If you're watching, this water bottle came from him. Everyone thinks I'm crazy because I have empty water bottles. And I'm like, well, I'm not that crazy because I got it from Austin. So someone's even crazier than me.
I didn't even know there was stuff from the series. I didn't even know there was most of the stuff that I have. I had no clue.
This stuff here, they did a
those
tour.
I know. I know those buttons.
Right. They had a bus tour that helped promote the show, and they gave out these buttons, and each stop on the tour was a different button or something. So I had to track each button down.
Oh my gosh!
Wow. Are we on the inner sanctum?
And a lot of stuff like more promotional. Yeah, we're on the inner. This is the inner sanctum. So then we go to holidays. So this is a whole holiday section. A lot of Christmas ornaments, some things based on St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day, but mainly Christmas, just because it's more prevalent and there's more merchandise for that holiday. Obviously.
Wait, you have a Stinky.
So
That's right.
yes. So that's a Halloween mask from another Rare Henson
Wow.
program, The Animal Show with Stinky and Jake. I didn't know this existed. I happened to see it at Toy Fair one year.
Oh my
one of the
gosh.
companies that made it or licensed had that, and I was like, "Well, where is that? How can I buy that?" And the guy's like, "Well, you have to be a licensee. You have to, be a costume shop or whatever." And I'm like, I just roll my eyes. I'm like, "All right, thanks for nothing," and I walk away. And then in Philadelphia, we have a really big costume store in South Philly, and I was walking around there, and there was a stack of these Stinky masks
Wow.
for like, I don't know, $2. They're like on clearance because no one knew who Stinky was or cared. And I'm like, I care. And I'm like, you better give me that Stinky mask. So I was like, this is fantastic.
Wow. And no Jake? No Jake, I guess.
No Jake, as far as I know. They only made Stinky. They may have made Jake, but I have yet to find him. Anybody's got a Jake mask out there, I would like to know.
And is that a Donna Karen tie next to Stinky?
It's Nicole Miller.
I mean Nicole Miller. Sorry, not Donna Karen.
It's right.
Nicole
It's like it's got a watermark kind of in and around the tie, which is really cool.
Yeah.
They're really cool. They even have Kermit's scrunchy face. They don't make a lot of scrunchy face Kermit stuff.
Yeah, it's a beautiful one. I love that. They sold that.
I believe it's that tie.
It's what?
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I remember getting mine in Philadelphia. Actually, it was like in a little boutique in a hotel on Broad Street. What hotel was that? It's a famous hotel there, right on Broad Street near like 15th or something. But there was a Nicole Miller store or something.
Four Seasons?
No, I don't think it was Four Seasons. It was on Broad. But
Waldorf?
anyway, they had a little boutique and they were selling Nicole Miller stuff, and that's where I got my Kermit tie. In Philly.
It's not that one, but I believe it's this one. In my high school yearbook photo, I think I'm wearing this tie, or maybe we wore to a prom or something. But this was also, I believe, I'm not sure if this is also a Nicole Miller. It's from the Kermit collection, but it's similar. It doesn't have the Nicole Miller watermark, but it just has little dots kind of. But that's a really cool Kermit tie as well.
Why don't we go over to the table and see the favorite ones you picked out?
Oh yeah,
all right.
Because I think we're gonna.
Let me get over there. I'll zip around just so everyone can see.
I can't believe it.
We're coming back through. This is the Henson Other section, so we'll talk about Sesame Street some other time. And I have all here's all the busts. I don't have all of them. I have a lot of them. Including, of course, Dr. Keith and the band and everybody down there.
Right.
And we also have a Muppet Show. This is not an original Muppet Show belt buckle, but it's a replica of the Muppet Show cast belt buckle.
Wow.
Cool.
All right, and we have the Tell the Bunny Picnic puppet, and this is all the Dark Crystal stuff, and Labyrinth, and this is, you will appreciate this up in here. That is Happy Time Murders Silly String. From that infamous scene, how puppets get pleasure and they silly string.
Yeah.
For all your fans out there.
Yeah.
All right, let's see that favorite stuff.
This is a cast and crew mug. All right, I'm gonna have to take me off of the live thing for half a second. I'm gonna plug into this more stationary.
Okay. Take him off for a sec. He said.
I'll take you.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
There he goes. I can't believe all that stuff. It's unbelievable.
We need like 2 hours or more to see everything.
Is it like the entire second story of his house or something?
Probably. I don't know for sure.
That's crazy.
Okay, here he comes.
Josh
good?
Likes the no way.
Oops,
They sold silly string, Josh.
Oops, he's setting up.
Oh, yeah, he's still getting ready.
All right. Oops, where'd he go? Let me take him off for right now.
I like this. His room is like what the insides of our minds are like.
Oh, was this the Bellevue Stratford?
Oh, maybe. Oh, that might.
Is that
Hello,
his mom?
Linda.
Hi,
Hi.
Linda.
I'm guessing a relative. I think maybe that's right. The Bellevue Stratford. Yes, thank you.
Yes, that's my mother. That's my
Hello
mom.
there, Mom. Well, she remember she got the hotel. That was the one.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, what's
Maybe
your favorite
that's where
stuff
I got
here?
it as well, or she's the one that probably bought it, so it might be where she got it.
Maybe it was there. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to show you my favorite item, and this ties into what we talked about this morning, earlier in the show. This is my prized possession, my bottle of A1 sauce.
Did Mark Reed sign that for you, or no? That's just a.
Yeah, you should get him to sign it.
And Gene, I noticed you're wearing a Brats of the Lost Nebula shirt. This is a Brats of the Lost Nebula cast and crew pin.
Cool.
I don't remember
Just
those.
so I could, so I could blend in and.
I don't think I ever got one.
What? Jeez. You need a call to union.
I just don't remember. Maybe I don't know.
I'm shocked.
It's very cool.
So, for real, my real all-time
Prize possession.
favorite item, of course, is this Kermit wine topper.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful.
So this was given out to cast and crew and gifts of the Henson company. Right, this was just only available to friends and family as I guess a Christmas gift or kind of like a thank you gift for working on it. This is a solid pewter wine topper. This thing is not light. You could do some serious damage with this thing. I'm sure a few wine bottles tipped over and broke because of this. I mean, it's highly impressive.
Yeah.
When I hear the term like from Jurassic Park, no expense was spared. This is what I think of because it's like so ridiculously like produced.
Well, the Henson Company always did great gifts for holidays or for films. Brian and Martin Baker and I mean everybody, they would come up with just such great ideas and just like top-notch, top quality, beautiful things. That's a favorite of mine too. I love that.
Chris, what's the oldest piece?
I got that at Muppet Fest along with this. This is a wrought iron, and it's hard to tell. I'll show you in a second. This is a wrought iron Kermit candlestick. So it swirls around, and when it swirls around, it swirls into Kermit's face.
I remember that. Yeah.
So it's almost like a cattle prod because you have this thing, and you could like if you got it hot enough, you could really
so cool. Yep.
And
that's what they would do when we would get to the set. Everybody had to be branded before you started any project.
That's right. Don't use the characters unless we tell you to. Like make sure this is the mark. Yeah. And I love how subtle this is because you put this down and you don't even realize it's a Kermit candlestick. So I have this displayed in my kitchen on a glass countertop. And so when the light hits it, it actually shines this Kermit face on the wall.
Oh, how cool. What a great idea.
Because otherwise you really can't even tell it's a Kermit candlestick.
Right.
So we talked about early. You wanted to talk about early Muppet products. Like I said, I don't have the ideal Kermit and Wrought, but I do have this Wilkins plastic hand puppet. They made vinyl puppets as well. They're probably more well known for the Wilkins and Wilkins coffee line that did the commercials did with Wilkins coffee. But this is actually a little bit later. These were I guess mail-aways or something. This is for caramel milk. They reused a lot of the ads or the scenarios from the ads and made them again for caramel milk. And this was you could mail this away. It's like a real thin plastic puppet.
Wow, that's wild. Where's caramel milk out of? Where are they from? Where's caramel milk?
I think maybe the Midwest.
No idea.
I'm
Never
not
heard of
sure.
caramel.
I'm gonna look it up.
They apparently they didn't do well enough to stay in business all this long. So whatever milk they were
Chicago.
doing, it spoiled or something. I don't know.
It was a local Chicago dairy
Wow.
from 1958.
And from shows that we talk about Bratz W, we talk about Dog City. Another very rare Henson show, Little Muppet Monsters, and this is the only piece of merchandise released for Little Muppet Monsters. This is a play school tray puzzle, and they had a whole line of these planned, but because the show was canceled, really after like 3 episodes aired, they, why would they sell any more of these? So they shelved them and hid them away, and I guess someone found them in a warehouse or something. And this is a Little Muppet Monsters tray puzzle. Very, very cool.
Wow.
Look
at you. What don't you have?
Yeah, is there something that you've been looking for that you just
This
it's your
was really
holy
cool.
grail?
And this was something you worked on, Bill. You'll like this.
Oh wait. Did you hear Chris? Gene was asking a question. He has a good question.
Sorry.
Is there like a holy grail item that you just
No,
can't find or get?
it's all it's really like it's slowed down, like the connection's bad. I can't hear it.
Oh wait, okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, his question is, do you have anything that like you don't have, that your holy grail item, something you've been searching for, something you will go to the end of the earth for?
Yes. So it was my holiest of holy grails I actually found recently, and that was a pennant from Muppets on Tour. We didn't show the one that was my grail one, but it's kind of hidden behind me. But now my next grails, besides the Kermit and Rolf ideals and the Wilkins and Wilkins, are Muppet Hot Wheels. They made a line of Muppet Big Wheels. They made a line of Muppet Big Wheels in the early 80s, and because they were a usable toy, right? People took them out of the box and gave them to their kids, and they were used.
Yeah.
They're very hard to find now in any kind of decent condition because they were just destroyed. I do have one of them. I actually did find this recently at a thrift store antique mall, and this is one of the big wheels. This is the Muppet Express big wheel.
Oh,
It's actually in pretty decent shape here. It has a lot of its stickers on it. It's supposed to have streamers that are supposed to come out of that hole back here.
Oh, yeah.
It's missing, and you could put, I guess, whatever you wanted to put inside here. And you would
fit a whole child in there.
You'd hold the top and push it along.
Well, do you want to ride it around for us?
I think there's a weight limit on this ride, and I think I may slightly exceed it.
Yeah.
You must be this tall to ride this ride, but you might be too heavy to ride that one.
Yeah.
But here's something. That's for kids.
3 more items.
Here's something for the adults, and I think you'll appreciate this, Bill. This is a brown paper bag. This is a brown paper bag that they were given out at the pop-ups to help promote the Happy Time Murders. So they had a pop-up in LA, and so it comes with this coaster for the ink hole.
Oh, right.
Says, come fill your drink hole at the ink hole.
Yeah.
Inside here, we have a pair of sexy socks. One sexy sock.
Yeah.
We have a matchbook for the ink hole.
The ink hole, yeah.
And now this is if there's any little kids watching, you might want to, the parents might want to
don't open it.
Close your eyes for a second. This is the Puppet Sutra, a little book of puppet sex.
I never saw that.
And Gene and I looked at this a little while ago, and there are, like the Kama Sutra, there are puppet images of puppet on puppet and puppet on human sex that go into like 50 pages. So they have all kinds of combinations of positions you can, someone took too much time to think of.
Did you? Let me ask you this: do you? Is there something, for example? So that was the pop-up in Hollywood. Are there places that like you've gone, for example, and you came back with something that you didn't expect to have? Like a lot of stuff, I imagine you're searching for it, right? Or you're finding it, or you're looking for that stuff. But is there something that you like went to a premiere or you went to a show or something that you thought, oh, I never expected to come home with this thing? Is there anything like that?
Well, a lot of stuff is like that actually.
Oh, it is. Okay, I don't know.
I mean, even this, the big wheel I showed you. I actually was going to an antique mall to pick up some Muppet Babies merchandise I saw on Facebook Marketplace. This guy had a store and he was just getting rid of all this Muppet Baby stuff. So I went to pick that up and I spotted this, the big wheel in the corner, just like under a bunch of other stuff. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Like, this guy even realize what he's got over here?
So that happens often. Then it's something that actually in your travels it happens. All right.
And this one thanks to you and your wife. When at the Muppet show at the Hollywood Bowl show, I brought some things to sign, and you guys were gracious enough to sign a bunch of stuff for me. But I had no idea that basically almost the entire cast signed a Muppets Take the Bowl poster for me, and it's almost signed by everybody.
That's Christina. That's her. She was loved doing that. Yeah.
So total shout out to her and everybody for doing that, because I brought some stuff. I'm like, maybe it'll already get signed, maybe it won't. And I came home with like everything I pretty much would love to have gotten signed. I'm like, this is crazy. So that was an amazing show,
That's great. Oh, I'm glad that worked. Yeah, awesome. All right, we need to do two more things. Pick your two last things because we gotta rock and roll.
I wanted to show. Well, so many people may know this is not my first appearance on the show. I was on your very first show, and I called in, and there was a trivia question about who were Long John Silver's pirate Muppet, cohorts in crime, and I answered the question correct. Of course, Mad Monty, Polly Lobster, and of course the end when I kind of think I didn't know, but of course Clueless Morgan. And you guys sent me some Clueless Morgan signed here. This is Clueless Morgan signed by my pal Clueless Morgan, with backwards letters and everything, which is very cool. And then Gene sent me this one. He sent me a drawing of Clueless, and it says, "Congratulations for wait a minute, or never mind." Clueless Morgan. So characters you don't see, Clueless Morgan. So we're talking about all the hits. I did want to show one thing because we talked about it. So I just want to show this. Hey,
you got two things.
The Nascar. So I just wanted to show how they different. They came in all kinds of different variations. There's hoods. They came with the hoods. They came with cards.
Right.
They came big. They came small. They came medium size. So we talked about that. I just wanted to make sure so everyone sees like all the crazy variations of stuff they came out with, because it's a sport day, so we got to do some Muppet sports involved.
That's right. Well, I'm glad that the mailman brought them to you. That was real good of him.
Didn't lose them like some things these days are getting lost in the mail, but they arrived safely and timely. So I want to make sure it's all the gracious gifts you guys sent to me for getting that trivia question right.
Wow.
Well, we could spend another 3 hours in that room, but
oh my gosh,
maybe we'll have
for
to
some
come
reason
back.
Gene is like I hear him, but it sounds like he's demonic. It's like I don't know what's happening there.
We could spend another 2 or 3 hours in that room, but I don't know.
I'll do the voice and Gene will move his mouth. You ready? Well, we could really have you. We'd love to have you for at least 3 to 4 more hours if we could. But let me just say this, Chris. You are one heck of a guy. We loved having you on. And would you please come back and maybe share a little more with us, maybe?
That would be great. I would anytime. Very happy to do so.
Hey, Chris, let me I'm still Gene. Hey, Chris, maybe you and I could get together one time, grab a cheesesteak hoagie, maybe a cherry Coke sometime. What do you say, Chris? Want to do it with us?
I like it.
All right, man.
Thank
you so much for doing it. Thanks for coming on. Thanks to your mom.
Having me. Thanks, Mom. And I'll do a quick plug for the Muppet Stuff blog, and I'm on YouTube doing videos. We're showing off stuff. So look for me on YouTube and on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And I'm also on Cinema Sickness, where you can actually see me find some of these items out in the wild as we're looking for other things, we just happen to spot them. They're really it's not planned a lot of times. We just happen to find really cool stuff. So check me out on there and look for see the hunt happen in person.
That's awesome. Cool. All right. Thank you so much. Way to
guys.
go. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Bye, Chris. Gene said bye.
Out in the wild.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like in the forests and stuff, and he's like killing memorabilia out in the lawn. That'd be awesome to see him like hunt down some memorabilia like that.
So just to first of all, thank you to Mark Reed for coming by and showing his work and granting us a song, which was really cool.
Really nice.
And all that, and what we just experienced, which is
oh my gosh,
like a Muppet fan's wet dream, basically.
Yeah, it's like Muppet heaven.
Yeah. And once again, next week we're going to have Louise Gold come on the show, which is going to be great. Thank you, Amanda Hill. And visit theBarrettaBrothers.com.
Did you get my? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, the BarrettaBrothers.com and subscribe and do all that stuff. But we are going to end the show. Billy, you have something really special that I don't think collectors even know about. Would you like to show?
It's a 1 in a million thing. There's only one in the entire world. Mm-hmm. And I thought it'd be a good time to share it. Should I do it?
Yeah, do it.
Here it is.